We're back on our hardcore idiot, and you've caught me here at Barrows, just about to do a run. Now truth be told, I have done a few Barrows run by this point, so what I'm going to do is just very quickly gear myself up here, and then we will head down to kill the brothers. Starting off with Dharok here, who isn't too tough actually, and we should be able to get him down with no issue at all. In fact, that's him now dead. So there's the very first brother down. Like I said, I've done a few Barrow kills here so far, and Dharok the Wretched is the only one that I'm ever worried about. But so long as I can snare him into place, we should be able to take him out okay. I just don't want him getting anywhere close to me because, well, at low health we start doing a hell of a lot of damage, so I'm hoping that we're going to be able to keep him snared in place here. Which of course we don't. But we do eventually get him down, and that's pretty much the most difficult brother out of all of these. The rest of them are pretty easy to do, I would say. With Guthan being the next on the list, and arguably one of the easier ones here as well, because there he's dead. Torag was the same story to Guthan and was nice and easy to take out. Aram the Blighted is next, and Magic on Magic does make this a little bit longer of a fight, but still not too tough here. Well, it looks as if Carol is our brother in the tunnels, so yep, let's head down and try find him just before we get to the chest. I have done a few Barrows kills by this point. They're not too difficult actually. I thought I was going to struggle a lot more with them than I have. The only real issue that I have found overall is my lacking of DPS, because I'm pretty sure I could get a lot more kills in a lot faster. But we're now at the chest, and here is Carol here, so this will take a little bit to take him down, purely because it's magic on range, and like I said, my overall DPS really isn't the best here, just purely because of my gear. But eventually we do manage to take him out, just like the others, so let's search the chest, and we actually got Dharok's platebody for this one. So that's pretty nice. So Dharok's platebody is the very first piece of Barrows equipment that we've got, and I'm actually pretty happy with that. Once we get to level 70 in our defense, and I think maybe attack level, we should be able to wear that. Or it might be purely 70 defense, I'm never quite sure whenever it comes to the melee skills here. So with my current level 50 gear set up here, I am able to actually kill the Barrows, which is nice, and eventually I do hope to be able to get a lot more Barrows items just to upgrade my stuff. But I really do get the feeling that I could do a lot better just if I upgraded my current gear to at least the level 60 stuff. And yes, I'm very aware that I had a rather lengthy rant about gear leveled appropriate stuff during one of my last episodes, but I still think I could help myself out here DPS wise if I did upgrade my gear. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to upgrade ourselves to level 60 magic gear with some lunar equipment, which means that we will need to do the Lunar Diplomacy quest first. And rather annoyingly, we do have all of the requirements for Lunar Diplomacy, bar the Shilo Village quest. So we'll actually need to do this quest first, which at least we have all of the requirements for it, and I really am hoping this is going to be a short quest to do. It will be nice getting access to Shilo Village actually, because there's a lot of gem rocks inside there which I would like to mine to get some more gems for my crafting level. So I don't mind doing this quest actually. Let's speak to the little naked chap over here and we can get started. So what I'm gathering from the quest is that the Queen of the Dead has come back and has sent a lot of zombies to Shilo Village, and me being an adventurer, I now need to do some menial tasks which involve taking a belt over to someone called Tutti Frutti. There might be a bit more to the quest than that, but I honestly don't care. So Tutti Frutti, take this belt, and I have to go find some ancient cave to stop the Queen of the Dead, which means I need some supplies first, which I'm hoping she's going to have here. Yes, let's buy some supplies. Well, after a lot of very difficult searching, we have found a cave entrance, so we will dig up this mound of earth, and after preparing the hole, we should now be able to enter it. So we're now in an ancient cave which holds the Queen of the Dead. So that's nice. I'm not quite sure what I did, but I think I made a raft. Yes, okay, I don't think that was the right thing to do. I am supposed to find some items down here, so we might just leave that smashed table alone for now then and search some other things. And I believe the items that we're looking for are going to help us defeat the Queen of the Dead. But honestly, I'm not quite sure at this point. Are you making me go all the way around just to search those rocks? Actually, there's a cave in here, which we could enter just after we kill this idiot here. Thank you. Now search it again. And still nothing. No, the option was there. I was just still in combat. This quest is going to annoy me endlessly. Well, we eventually found all of the items in the cave, so we're heading back here to Tutti Frutti to find out what's the next step of this nonsense. I have to come over to this tribal statue, and we have to bury this corpse that we found, which we've done, and we now hear some unearthly moaning sounds, followed by a very small ghost with a broken neck, who did say something and then gave us a bone shard. I have to now head to another cave and do some rummaging in there, which cave is just across this bridge here. And there is the trapdoor there actually, which we don't interact with. Instead we investigate these well stacked rocks, which we climb down, and we are now inside another cave. And after searching as dolmen for some more useless items, we are once again returning back to Tutti Frutti. Man, these early day quests were just absolute back and forward fun. So I have to now make some beads of the dead for whatever reason, so we use a chisel on this sword pommel, which turns it into bone beads. We then use those bone beads on some bronze wire, which turns it into the beads of the dead. And after speaking to Tutti Frutti for hopefully the last time, we now need to go find the Queen of the Dead's tomb, which is just very conveniently covered here, so we'll search the foliage, and then we'll try open the ancient doors, which are going to require a key, because of course they are. So we now use a chisel on the bone shard, which turns it into a bone key, and that is the key that we then use to open this ancient door. I probably should have worn the beads of the dead, because I've now been put into this jail cell here, and I get the feeling that I'm about to get attacked. Right, okay then Ghosty, I am wearing the beads of the dead, thanks very much. And now you're just sending zombies to me. Well, that's fine, I need some bones anyway. Oh, well, we just leveled up to level 87 actually by getting level 56 in Constitution. So there you go, we're already stronger. And that's the last set of bones that we're going to require. So let's go find this dead queen and kill her again. Well, I'm assuming it's inside these tomb doors here, so let's open them, or get attacked first again. Right, grand, the doors are open. Let's come in here and search this dolmen, which we do, and we then end up having a boss fight against this thing there. Yes, you try pronounce that name, because I'm not going to. But there, he's dead. Joke's on us actually, because he's back up again, and this time is in skeletal form, and now he's dead, and we just went up a defense level. That's 62 defense, and we've got one more to go, ghost this time. Right, this is going to be equally as tough. Well, that's them dead, and there's a very tiny corpse now on top of the dolmen, so let's just take that. That is apparently the Queen of the Dead's corpse, so let's head back to Tutti Frutti, because that's probably what we're going to need to do. Well, he didn't want the corpse, so instead we'll come back to this cave system, and we're just going to put it on this dolmen. Yes, hello little ghosty, now give me my reward so we can be done with this, thank you very much. So that is the Shilo Village quest complete. We got a garbage amount of crafting experience, but we now do have access to Shilo Village and the gem rocks, so that's nice. Well, we now have all of the requirements done for Lunar Diplomacy, but before we do get on with that quest, there's a couple of things that I would like to do first. The first being coming to talk to this Muppet here about selling some items to him. Well, that's absolutely grand, mate, so you take all of this crap out of my inventory, that'll save it clogging up my bank. Excellent. Well, the second thing that I then need to do is murder some rabbits. And the third and final thing that we need to do, because it's a new month, we can now go check on our giant oyster and actually get properly rewarded. So, we're heading down towards the Wizard's Tower. Right, well here comes this die that we are definitely going to get. Let's check. And we got 17k. So that's just absolutely wonderful. Let's just go pick some seaweed. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that the oyster is supposed to give you a reward the equivalent of a heart or an elite clue. So, 17k. Yep, that's just tremendous. Really glad that I took the time to do this damn quest as well, just so that we could get that reward. Definitely worth it. Well, who knows, maybe next month we can actually get something like 16k. So, that's the oyster fed. Let's now go gear up for the Lunar Diplomacy quest, which, yes, we now definitely have all of the requirements for, so we'll accept that quest. And he now wants us to go speak to the chief to get a seal of passage, which we now have, so we're just returning back to Lokar, and we're now off on a nice boat ride. So he wants me to come up here and speak to the captain. Captain Bentley, and I believe that he is now going to allow us to travel to the Moon Clan Island, or possibly not. So we now need to work out as to why we just did a big loop of the island, so Jack here might have the answer, or maybe he doesn't. That was because we spoke to the wrong Jack. It's Birdseye Jack that we had to speak to, so you let us know how we get off this damn island. And a hell of a lot of dialogue later, it turns out that this little cabin boy Muppet has put some magical seals around the ship, and I now need to go find and destroy them. But the only way to see the seals is to use this emerald lens on this bullseye lantern that he gave me, and then light it. So we end up with a working emerald lantern, which if we were then to use the lantern on some items, we would eventually see the symbols, and then we could just simply rub them away. So with all 5 of the symbols now rubbed out, we should now finally be able to sail to the Moon Clan Island. Well, a marvellous cutscene later, we now need to go speak to whoever is in charge of the Moon Clan. Here she is, hiding all the way at the back of the village, and she has told me to go speak to someone else. Very typical NPC dialogue, of course. I don't ever have the answers for you, always go speak to someone else. She wants us to come speak to the Oneiromancer instead, and that's probably the first and only time that I'm going to attempt trying to say that name. I think she's just going to be called the Magic Lady from now on. And she wants us to perform some form of ritual, which is going to require us gathering up some items, which means I first need to go speak to someone who lives inside a magical chicken house. Yep, that looks magical enough to me. And as part of the ritual, I'm going to require a potion to be made, which is going to require 1 Guam, 1 Marentil, and 1 Suqua tooth to make. So we'll just very quickly head over here and we will murder ourselves a Suqua, which aren't too high level actually, only level 74. And now we're dead. Oh, that's quite convenient. I'm not sure if I can use the banks yet. Oh, apparently I can. Okay. Well, let's take out a Guam and a Taraman. I think that's what it said. Oh, I've already forgotten. It was a Marentil actually, but we now need to fill up the vial that she gave us with some water, and then we combine everything inside this vial here after we grind down the Suqua tooth into some ground tooth powder, and then we'll use that also on the vial. And there's our waking sleep potion. Right, Magic Lady, I have your magic potion. What's next? She has asked me to make a lunar staff next, which is going to require using a Draman staff on an air altar, fire altar, water, and then the earth altar. Fortunately, I still have my Draman staffs, and if I grab out my Wicked Hood as well, we can just easily teleport away to the altars. So we'll use our Draman staff on the air altar, then on the fire altar, followed by the water altar, and then finally on the earth altar. So we now have our lunar staff, which does look rather interesting. And although the staff is level 65 magic to use, I actually think it's one of these weapons that has a lower tier. It's only going to do 1553 damage with an accuracy of 1400. But if we wield our lightning staff, which is a tier 60 staff, that is going to still give us some more damage with 1700 and a lot more accuracy with about 1700 as well. So I don't think I'll be using the lunar staff as an offensive weapon. It's more the clothing that we're after here with us doing this quest. The next step required is to make the actual lunar equipment. So to make the lunar helmet, I first need to get myself some lunar ore, which is down in a cave system. In fact, here's the ladders to it right here. So long as we don't die, we can come into another Runescence mine here. But we're after lunar ore, so where is it? And this looks as if it's going to be handy as well. There's a rare gem rock that we can now mine for even more gems. Interesting. I might be returning back here just to do that. In the meantime though, we have to just mine these stalagmites, and this is going to give us our lunar ore. And now just to turn the ore into a bar so then we can turn it into the helmet. So it's off to Relica we go, to go find ourselves a forge and an anvil. So we'll start off by smelting the lunar ore, and then we'll use it on an anvil to make our lunar helmet. To get the lunar cape, we need to solve a puzzle for Pauline, which is just basically to find out what her real name is. And I'm going to say that it's the second one here. Oh, would you look at that. Definitely didn't read the wiki for this part. So we now have the Lunar Cape. To get the amulet, we need to speak to this woman again, and she won't give us the amulet until she gets back her special tiara, which one of these Suckwas have stolen, so we just need to kill some of them until we find her special tiara. But whilst we're here, we're going to require a lot of your guys' hides, so let's just do this the nice easy way, chaps, where you die. Well, if I was on the right ability bar you would. We ended up getting 2 tiaras from that, so you take those, and she gave us the lunar amulet in return. So for the chest and leg pieces of the armour, we come speak to this baldy, which she will take the Suckwa hides that we have and then tan them, and then alongside some thread we can start making the lunar torso, trousers, gloves, and finally the boots. So we are very close now to having full lunar armour. So if I was to now compare our mystic armour against our new lunar armour set, we can see that we are dealing 1700 damage here with an accuracy of 1700 as well, and an overall armour rating of 1100. But if we swap our armour over to our new lunar armour, our damage has increased by quite a bit and we are now at over 2000. Our accuracy is the same, and we have a bit more of a defensive armour bonus. So yes, overall, this has definitely been an upgrade so far. So the last piece of lunar equipment that we're going to require is the ring, which we should get from Celine here, which of course she doesn't have, but she did say if we dig somewhere around this area here, we should be able to dig it up, just like that actually. So we now have our lunar ring, which I could equip for some more magic bonus, but I don't think I want to take off my ring of life. So that's just going to be one piece of equipment that I won't be using. Anyway, magic lady, I think that's me got everything now, as she slowly just strips away all of the armour that I was wearing. Well, we're now at the part of the quest where we've to go ahead with the ceremony. And yep, I have no idea what the ceremony is about either. But we've to light a ceremonial brazier, then we've to use some salt kindling on it, and that should take us away to a magical place. But again, for whatever reason, I've not really been paying too much attention. I just wanted the lunar equipment. And it looks as if I have to go through all of the areas here and solve a lot of different puzzles. Absolutely fantastic. So I think that's now everything here, and I cannot stress to you just how super fun this all was. Let's speak to this bloke again and get out of here. Or not. We still have one more challenge, which seems to be a battle with myself actually. Hello you handsome chap. Why don't you just die for me? He was incredibly handsome and now incredibly dead. Right, all challenges are now done, so let's get out of here. Right, magic lady, I don't have a clue what the hell we just did there, but reward me. Which she has actually. So that is the Lunar Diplomacy quest complete. So we got 5000 magic and runecrafting experience, as well as access to Lunar Island and the Astral Altar. We now have access to the Lunar Spellbook, as well as a set of lunar equipment. And we got a couple of extra things as well, including access to Livid Farm, which I'm not really looking forward to having to do, so let's not bother our arses. Let's instead head straight back here to the Barrows and test out our new equipment. And we will start off here with Dharok, and we will use the same as before, try stun him in place. And let's see the DPS increase. Well, hopefully the DPS increase. Which, actually, that is an incredible increase already. Holy crap. We were in and out of there before we even knew it. Okay, that has definitely been a worthwhile upgrade. Verak is next, and we pretty much just melted him as well. Similar with Torag actually. Gafan is next, and what I'm really noticing above everything else here is that I'm not taking too much damage. So the armor's just worth it even just for that. Aram is next on the list, and we're even managing to go through him at a pretty decent rate. That was a very, very good final blow. So that does mean that Carol is our brother within these tunnels here, so let's just find a way to the centre. Oh, in fact, that is right there. He's normally the brother that does the most amount of damage to me, with range being strong against magic, but even here actually, he's not doing too much damage, so I'm really quite pleased with this upgrade. And for our efforts we are getting absolutely nothing. But that's absolutely fine, because I think the real reward today was definitely getting this new improved armour, which admittedly we did get so that we could get ourselves even better armour with our Barrows stuff. I would definitely love to get myself some arms armour, but that's going to be quite heavy RNG related. I'm sure we'll get there in the end though. I'm really pleased with today's progress though. I'm still not sure which part of the Lunar Diplomacy quest required us doing Shilo Village, come to think of it. But I'm still pleased that we have our new gear. I don't know if we've killed enough bosses yet for us to unlock the hub here. We need 10 boss kills and I've got 9. Well, that's fine. We'll definitely get there now with some more Barrows kills, because now with this armour, that's going to be pretty easy to do. So I've got my work cut out ahead of me now. I'm going to be doing quite a lot of Barrow runs, hopefully not die, and hopefully get some decent loot from them. But thank you very much for watching, and as always, if you're feeling kind, why not give the video a like if you have enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel as well to see some more of our hardcore idiot journeys. But I've now got an entire day of slaying ahead of me, so I will definitely see you guys in the next one. Bye for now everyone, bye bye.